Hello, this is The Storyteller, and I am your host. Let's evaluate stories and cultures. Stories and cultures are interdependent, they affect each other in many ways. So, here we are going to examine and see how things affect each other and also critically examine the story. Let's begin. Today's movie is a new one. The House That Jack Built, a movie about a serial killer, something that can't be pulled off in today's PC culture. Man, truly, PC culture is the end of art, and this movie is art. Movie starts with one of his killings. Hmm, Uma Thurman. She looked hot in her earlier days, but now she's old, older than her all films. I mean, what kind of movie is this? Definitely not PC. It starts by killing a woman. Uh, Not one, not two, not three. There are a total of four women murdered in this film in the entirety of 2 hours or so. Obviously, all the coward film critics had to be upset. They all raved all around the internet how boring, how stupid this movie is. But it's not that stupid. It's brilliantly written. Brilliance in art is something that people today cannot understand. However, if you're from the 80s or 90s and you liked the movies then you would like this. Western countries have developed this great way of making films, and now they are just ruining it. This movie uses various incidents of him, various scenarios, very artistically and knowledgeably written to show how funny and in how many ways he can do this, and it often gets to become something that we never understood or never really thought of. I personally like every bit. I think the writer might have written many other incidents, and when he had to write the movie, he handpicked the incidents that seemed most appealing. Not just the murders, but actually how he gets rid of the body is also an amusing thing to watch. They're often very brutal, but very funny in another way. It's cringe compilation mostly, and made to make the other guy a little uncomfortable. Western countries have developed this other great promiscuous way of having sex, one night stands. That's basically how Jack does it mostly. I think there's a lot of about female murders in this because it's easy to. One great thing about is how the writer gives a very weird mental condition to the killer, Matt Dillon. Of course, Matt Dillon is playing Jack, where he needs to clean everything that seems dirty. So it's a very funny situation where you kill somebody and you have the whole house that's dirty, and he has to clean those things so that the police couldn't find it. This condition creates really great situations. The second murder has not the most interesting killing process, but a pretty funny way of disposing the body and how. And in this situation, he very luckily gets away with it. You'll see it, and you'll notice this. It's very lucky to have gotten away with such a murder. The third one is especially chilling to the bones. I better not tell you anything about it. It's very cringy, but for the people who can take it, it's very cringy. It involves kids and everything, but if you're edgy enough, you would like it regardlessly. Now, there's a reason why it's called the house that Jack built because Jack is actually an engineer, but he also wants to be an architect because it's about his dream of building a house, a perfect house, but he never likes what he builds. he doesn't like the structure, and he also doesn't like the material. So how will he make it? Hmm. That's the core theme of the story that gets resolved at the end. The fourth incident, is actually a pretty typical one of a serial killer. I mean, serial killers kill women all the time, and they pick them up and things like that. But in this one, I felt that he prepared for a longer time. He prepared to kill this fourth person in a way. But yes, every incident has great strokes in it, and that's what we loved about this movie. The fifth incident is how it all ends, and it's very dangerous. And this is where a lot of other people would get angry, and oh, this is the end. This is where people would just leave this movie. You know, if you're sitting in a theater, you'll just get up and leave. He actually aligns himself with some very racist stereotypes, and that's when a lot of people will get the extreme cringe. However, it goes very much like the 2001 Space Odyssey at the end, but it's subliminal, and basically you will just need to imagine it, and people would be leaving thinking of something, or very disgusted, because the whole movie is about killing a lot of innocent people. Anyway, at the end of it, it's a definite 8 by 10. I don't recommend you going to review sites. Review sites nowadays are the biggest victim cult society. They are done. Maybe you can uh, rely on IMDb, but definitely not on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is the place every crazy progressive guy just goes in to rate something that is made for the progressiveness of the politics, and they just rate it 100 out of 100. These people have no backgrounds, and they are just critiquing the film and saying that this movie should get the most of it. So if you're a classy guy, however, is that if you're a good guy, and if you have a brain to at least rate films, then you would give it 8 by 10, or you'd just go to IMDb. But if you're a PC culture dude, you won't like this movie. It's not for you. Okay, now go ahead and watch this movie. It's definitely recommend if you're cool enough to imagine. Imagine, okay? You have to imagine things. You have to lose yourself in the process, and you'll have to understand the art behind this film. It's a great film. It's a great, awesome film to be made in 2018, where every movie is very cringy. They're just making things that just always end happy, very happy. You don't make films that are very happy. It becomes generic. You have to give them some sadness, something to look up to. But there is no sadness in movies anymore. It's just happy-go-lucky with butterflies and rainbows. I hate that thing. I hate it. Okay? Now, go watch this movie. It's a cringy movie, but it's good. It's good, okay? Okay. If you like this video, click that like button and subscribe. The storyteller will be back. Or if you would like me to give more about the story, please, the comment section is open. Tell me about a story, tell me about a movie. I will criticize it, or maybe we will see through it. This movie, however, I don't think it can be broken down. It's more about incidents and how he kills people, and it doesn't exactly have a theme. The fifth incident is very mechanical. Hmm, very mechanical. Okay, this is the storyteller, and he will be back.